नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Welcome to everybody. In previous discourse, I discussed about how to perform the meditation in the modern age. I discussed up to 21 chapter of this Science of Self-Realization book, and today I will discuss the sixth main title, that finding the solution of the material problems. So first or 22 chapter of this Science of Self-Realization book is crime, why and what to do. Means if why the crime is there in the society and what are the solution, what are the remedies to eradicate, to eliminate or to prevent the crimes. Now there is a David Mosey from the uh, police department of the Chicago. He is asking many questions to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada in replies gives the solution that how we should implement the Sankirtan movement on the mass scale. Here the abstract of this chapter is every year the world spends more money on the crime prevention and control, yet despite this effort crime rates are soaring, and notably in American public schools crime rate has reached almost uncontrollable levels. In this July 1975 discussion with David Mosey, media relation officer for the Chicago Police Department, Srila Prabhupada proposed an amazing simple yet practical solution to the seemingly unsurmountable problem of crime. Here, Lieutenant Mosey or David Mosey is asking different question. First question that he asked that what are the views to control this crime? Here, Prabhupada in reply gives that what is the difference between pious man and the criminal? The criminal man has dirty heart and the pious man has a pure one. Now, what is this disease? What is this dirt? Dirt is the disease which is in the form of accumulation of uncontrollable lust and greed. Now, this lust, this disease is more in the criminal. His heart is impure due to this uh, contamination, due to these pollutants. Whereas in the heart of the pious man, there is a pious or a virtuous activity. His heart is pure. Due to this impure heart, the person is committing the crime. So if by some means, if we pure the heart, then the crime rate will be go into zero, or it will be eradicated. So what is the process? Here Prabhupada gives the remedy that if the person chants the holy name of the God by the means of Sankirtan movement, then the heart will become purified. Chetodarpana marjanam. When, after chanting, or when the person chants the holy name of the God, at that time the chit, or the pollutant will be, you can say, cleansed from our heart by the chanting of the holy name here. So Prabhupada ji gives that we are inviting every person from all over the world, and every nation and every community, that please come and chant the holy name and take the prasadam. So this is the simple process by which the person's heart can become cleansed. Here, the next question that David Mosey asked, that uh, why, what is the difference between crime rate here, means in America, and in India? See, what is the crime when the any trampling of the natural rights or rights of the every citizen by another person? This is called crime. If the person has some right to do something, but the another person, if he tramples or he encroaches the rights of the another person, then we can say that this person is committing the crime. So here, if we think this point on the universal platform, then we can get to know that this universe is the property of the God. There is a one verse in the Ishopanishad that Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchin jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma grita kasyas viddanam. Means Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Whatever we see, that is belong to God. Isha means Ishwar. Ishwar means God or supreme controller. Ishavasyam. Vasyam means ghar, means any house. So Ishavasyam means this entire universe is the property of the God. Ishavasyam idam. Idam means entire. Idam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat. Whatever we are seeing, that is the property of the Supreme Lord or God. Now, whatever are allotted to us, we should not hanker, not more than that, which is allocated to us. Suppose if I have achieved or I have attained one small house, then I should not be hanker, or I should not have some greed to obtain another house. We should be satisfied with that previous house, or whatever house is allotted by the Supreme Lord. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. Bhunjita means to enjoy. Whatever allocation is done to us, we should be satisfied with them. Otherwise, if we do not satisfy and if we encroach the others' property, then it will be called as a crime. Here Prabhupada gives that this is the definition of crime. And if everything belongs to God, then everything is the property of the God. If we want to enjoy that property, then we have to take the permission to enjoy that property. Suppose if I give a pen to somebody else, then and if the property, that pen is someone else's property, then if I want to use that pen, then I have to take the permission of him. After that I can use. Similarly, whatever right now we are using for our personal enjoyment, for that enjoyment we have to take the permission for the Supreme Lord, to the Supreme Lord. So this is all the you can say obligation, or that if we are obedient to God, that is the religion. Religion means if the laws, or the, you can say, there is a definition in the Srimad Bhagavatam that dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam, means whatever laws is the created, or whatever Supreme Lord says, that is the religion. Here Prabhupada says that religion is present in only in human society, not in animal society. Here, if the person follows the religious principle, then he will not commit a sin, because he knows that everything is the property of the property of the Supreme Lord, and he will abide by the rules created by the Supreme Lord, then he will not have a desire to encroach the other's property. Now, the second question that he asks, that if the person follows the religious principle, and if the person does not follow the religious principle, then what will be the cause? See, now religion is the discrimination, is the distinction between animal and human being. If the human being is not interested to follow the religious principle, then that animal, that human being will come to the platform of the animal society. Now, this is the discriminating factor, that we should follow the religious principle. And to follow the religious principle means, first we should understand the God and to love him. This is the religion. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also there is a one verse, that uh, अहेतुकी अप्रतिहता यात्मा सुप्रसिद्धति सवे पुंसाम परोधर्मो यतो भक्तिर अधोक्षजे अहेतुकी अप्रतिहता यात्मा सुप्रसिद्धति. So this is the devotion or the supreme religion, which is, what is that supreme religion? We should love, we should perform the devotion which is uninterrupted and unconditional and unconditioned. In any relationship in this material world is the condition. We want something from the other person, so this relationship is called condition. If you follow my this what is called condition, then I will love. This is conditional love, but bhakti is not like that. It is uninterrupted and unconditioned. There is no condition, there is no motive, unmotive, or you can say there is no personal profit, there is no hidden motive in the performance of the devotion. So this is the religion. Religion is, there is a here Prabhupada says that if the person does not follow the regulative principles of the religion, then he is not better than the animal, because animal is not even following the principle. See, when the person does not follow the principle, then his demeanor or his behavior will be like of animal, because animal is engaged in four principle of life: ahar, nidra, bhay and maithun, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. These four factors are there, and if the person, if the human beings does not follow the regulative principle, then he will indulge himself in this four principle of life. And this principle is available in the animal life also. So there is no discrimination between animal life and human life, and in this way the person will go on for committing the crime, even if he knows that, even though he knows that this is the wrong thing, still due to his uncontrolled lust and uncontrolled greed, he will be inclined to perform the sin here. So here another question that David Mosey or Lieutenant Mosey is asking, that if the person does not become a God consciousness or Krishna consciousness, then it is possible that we can bring the peace into society. If see, every person has a desire that to enjoy the material thing, and there will be competitive atmosphere between the two competent or two person. If the person are more strengthened, then he will try to exploit the subordinate one. Similarly, if the person who is rich, then he will exploit the poor person. So This is the phenomena in this material world. So every person who has this material desire, he will be in competition for enjoyment. Now, if the personal enjoyment is not fulfilled, then he will fulfill his desire by any ways. So here Lieutenant Mozi is asking that this God consciousness is prevalent in India. Here Prabhupada says that everyone in the India is almost God consciousness. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Bharat Bhumite Hail Manusya Janmajar Janma Sarthak Kari Karpara Upakar means you have took birth, you have taken the birth in the land, in the holy land of India, then it's your responsibility that you perfect your life, and after perfecting your life, you जन्म जन्म सार्थक करी परोपकार, you should do the paropkar, or you should engage in the anthropologist, or you should save the another person who are in the cycle of the repeated cycle of birth and death. Now another question that Lieutenant Mozi is asking, that if the person in the especially in America, uh, almost all the person are rich or aristocratic. Now he is asking that if the person is very rich, then it will be stumbling block or obstacle in performing the religious principle, or in to perform the devotion. Here Prabhupada says that too much wealth, too much accumulation of the wealth is the stumbling block, is the obstacle in the path of the spiritual life. Why? Because if the person who is too attached to enjoy, to enjoyment, to the sense enjoyment, then it will be very difficult to follow the principle of the religion. There is a one verse in the Bhagavad Gita that Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya pahyata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhana vidhiyate. If the person who is too much attached to the sense enjoyment, bhog Aishwarya, Aishwarya means opulence and bhog means sense enjoyment. If the person who is attached in the sense enjoyment and the opulence, prasak, not a sakt, sakt means attached, but prasak means too much attached. The person is too much greedy, then it will be not possible that vyavasaya, the one-pointed, resoluted intelligence should not be uh, focused on the religious principle. Bhogeshwarya prasakta nam taya pahyata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhana vidiyate. There is no establishment of the vyavasayatmika buddhi on the on the performance of the religion. Uh, it is just like when a camel is passed through the hole or through the eyes of the needle, it will be more easier than a rich man can follow the regulative principle, because we know that if the person is too addicted to this to any sense enjoyment, then it is very difficult to give up the sense enjoyment all of at once. So here, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, the one-pointed determination, one-pointed resoluted intelligence cannot be established on the principle of the religion. Now the another question that is asking that we should perform, whether we should perform the Sankirtan movement, mass Sankirtan movement on the affluent area or the poorest area. Here Prabhupada says in the reply that every person is diseased more or less. Now if the person is diseased, then there is no distinction that whether this person is rich or poor, because both will be admitted into the same hospital. Why? Because both are diseased person. Similarly, we are diseased right now, because being a spirit soul, we are rotating, we are wandering in this cycle of birth and death by taking this temporary body. Although we are eternal, but we are taking this body. So this is unnatural condition. This is diseased condition. It is not our natural condition. So when the person takes the medicine in the form of the holy name of the God by the Sankirtan movement, then this disease will be cured. There is no desire for personal sense enjoyment. So it is the, you can say, the remedy solution of this material problem. Everyone, robbery and burglary and car theft, all these rates, crime rates are increasing. There are innumerable, insurmountable crime rates, and this is the only remedy. If the expert panel sits on the one plane on the one platform and can reach on the one conclusion that we should implement, we should amend this law further, then it will be not possible that uh, the crime rate will be came to zero. I remember one one incident in the British time, that when there was a British rule in the India, the British, one of the lieutenant found that one of the foremost lieutenant found that I did not see any of the uh, you can say lock in the door of the any Indian man. Why? Because there is no you can say thief. If there is a thief, then there is some protocol, or there will be some provision for security, because this person did not find the any lock in the door of the Indians. He concluded that what kind of civilization is this Indian have. So we should imagine that that much you can say advancement of the civilization were there at that time. But right now this crime rate is increasing. Why? Because we are not a god consciousness. If the person is god consciousness, then he will not commit any crime, uh, or he will not commit any, you can say, the insurmountable any bad effect or bad habits. So it is very pertinent, it is very preponderous to follow the regulative principle in the life. This is the we have got this human form of life. If we do not follow, if we do not become god consciousness, or we do not follow the regulative principle of religion, either in the form of Christianity, Hindu, Muslim, or any religion, then we will come to the platform of the that animal. So it is very necessary to perform the regulative principle. This is all about the 22 chapter, that crime. I know that in the 5th chapter, last verse, that if the person wants the peace, then he should be accepted the authority of Krishna as the supreme. Krishna should be accepted as the supreme personality of Godhead. That Bhogeshwarya Prasaktanam no Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhyadam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shanti Mrichati. This is the remedy, that if we follow the regulative principle given by God, then we will become the happy and the crime rate. This is the only solution and only remedy to totally eradicate the crime. Now move ahead on the in the 23 chapter, that human society and the animal society. This is very interesting topic. Here, when Prabhupada ji came into Hyderabad in India, there was one interviewer who were taking the interview of Prabhupada. Here, first question that interviewer is asking, that is the influence of the religion on the when means on the edge, or and if so, does this factor account for the increase in corruption and widespread deterioration of the moral values? Yes, this is the moral. Religion is the moral values. There is a one verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam that tataschano dinam dharma shatya saucha kshama daya kalena balina rajan nakshati ayur balam smriti. There are nine things which will be declining into in this age of this Kali Yuga. This age Kali Yuga is called as the age of deterioration, or age of uh, that quarrel and hypocrisy. So we can see this is that this is already predicted in the Bhagavatam, that in this age, and we are practically seeing right now that this all the moral qualities and all the good religious or pious qualities, godly qualities, these qualities are reducing very dramatically. Why? Because we are not following the regulative principles. See, ततश्चानु दिनं धर्म सत्य शौचम समादया. सत्य शौचम क्षमा दया. Four things: satya shaucham kshama and daya. Satya means truthfulness, shaucham means cleanliness, satya shaucham kshama to forgiveness, daya means compassion. Satya kalena balina rajan nakshati ayu balam smriti. Smriti means remembrance, Ayu means that edge, and Nakshati Ayur Balam. Balam means strength. This is the things that these are the things it is declining in this age of Kali. So here another question that that interview is asking, that if the person we have got this human asset, this human form of life, but by obtaining this human form of life, we should not waste, like indulging ourselves in this sense gratification, which is easily obtainable in the animal life also. Because if you see, then there is only human being can perform the religion. Here Prabhupada says that if the religion is not found and the person who becomes uninterested to perform the regulative principle, then he is not uh, he is not a human being, he is a animal. Because uh, there is a one verse in the Mahabharata that ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha samanya etat pashubhir naranam. This is samanya, this is same as well as in human and in animal. Samanyat pashubhir narana dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho. The only the extraordinary thing which is present in the human society is the religion. Dharma hi eko adhika vishesho dharmena hina pashubhir samana. If the person who is uh, bereft of the religion, he is the not better than the animal. Simple thing. Here say Prabhupada says that uh, the United Nations, uh, how can there be a happiness and peaceful society, peace in animal society? Now they wants to keep all nation into one platform or United Nations, but how there can be a peace and happiness in this society of the animals? Another question that interviewer is asking, that right now there is no you can say that follow, or what is called that Right now everyone is misusing the religion. Here one says that Prabhupada says that no doubt religion is right now it has been misused, but that does not mean that we should not follow the religion. Here there is one analogy given by Prabhupada that if when we have cataract cataract in our eyes, then we should not pluck out these eyes. Rather, we should remove this disease, cataract, by some means. Similarly, to not follow or to misuse of the religion is the what is called that misuse of the is not good, but that does not mean that we should uh, not follow the religion. Religion is the thing that is the discriminating factor between animal society and human society. Here, Prabhupada says that people does not know that what is the religion. They are performing the religion only his name. He does not know the real meaning of the religion. They are considering that religion is some kind of faith, but it is not a faith. Religion, dharma means the things in which his or that things existence is established. Dharma means, suppose, dharma means we cannot differentiate the nature of the thing from this nature. We cannot differentiate, we cannot segregate the nature of the things from from that item. Suppose liquidity is the characteristic of the water, so we cannot uh, remove out that characteristic. Similarly, everything has his own religion. So similarly, the spirit soul has his own religion. And what is that? To render service to someone. This is the dharma of the spirit soul. Because uh, dharma means to understand first. Dharma to Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam. Lord Krishna has created all the Vedic literature. So, what is the ultimate objective? The objective to to perform the regulative principle is to understand him and to love him. This is the conclusion of the religion. Here, Prabhupada says that the people does not know the God and they are trying to perform the we trust in God. In God we trust. There are many slogans, but they are they do not know what God and what kind of uh, trust in Him. Here Prabhupada says that if we know that who is God, Krishna is the God, and he has the attractive qualities. He recite one verse from the Brahma Samhita that Venu Kvanantamara Vindadalayatакшam Barhavatam Samahitambuda Sundarangam Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Sobham, that Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is the attractive qualities of the Lord Govind, Krishna. So this is the Lord. And the person does not know that who is God, who is the Supreme Lord, and still they are worshipping Him. We should first know The religion means to understand the Supreme Lord, and when we understand the Supreme Lord, at that time we will, you can say that we will not indulge in the sense gratification, because we know that if the enjoyer is Krishna, then why should I independently become enjoyer, and why should I take the misery knowingly? Here, the interviewer is asking the second question, that the traditional change against Vedic culture is that it is fatalistic, that it makes a people slave to the belief in the predestination, and that it therefore inhibits the progress. How far is this charge true? Here, interview is asking that to uh, this Vedic, to follow the Vedic system is the slave mentality. Here, if the person who follows the regulative principle of the Vedas, then he will be called as, he has become the slave of that mentality. But we should know that if the person who does not follow the Vedic principle, he does become the slave of his mind, or his intelligence, or his senses. So after all, we have to become a slave, but we should not become a slave of our senses. We should become a slave, or not a slave, yes, of course, a slave of the Vedas or Supreme Lord. And this slaveness is not a, you can say, declination in of the our society. Rather, it is a growth of the society, because the discriminating factor whether the society is growing or not growing is this spirituality. If the person is become a spiritual, is cultivating the spiritual life, then we can we can say that society is society is growing. So uh, here the one thing, and another the thing that we have obtained this human form of life after uh, rendering so many species of life, that तस्यैव हेतो प्रयतेते कोविदो न लभ्यते यद् भ्रमताम् उपर्यद तल्लभ्यते दुःखवत् अन्यथा सुखम कालेन सर्वत्र गभीरम हंसा. Uh, this is very important verse spoken by Narad Muni in the first canto of fifth chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, that we have obtained this human form of life. We should not waste this human form of life by engaging ourselves in the sense gratification, which is done even by animal also. We should strive for the things which is not obtainable in this 14 universe by venturing upari and other. Upari means above and other means below. But the things which we should strive for the things, because these things we have already obtained either in this life or in the past life. So we should strive for the things which is not obtained in this wandering of the 14 planetary system of this universe. So what is that? That is the devotion. Tasya Veda, the Kovind person, the intelligent person, uh, search for this devotion. He search for this time when I will start this devotion. Because uh, whatever dukh or whatever sukh, whatever happiness or whatever distress we are destined to, that distress will be we have to bear, we have to tolerate. There is no second alternative that we will be escaped from this, you can say that happiness and distress. Here, one of the favorite verse, one of the important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by Prahlad Maharaj, that sukham atyantikam yat tat sukham atyantikam yat tat in सुखम इंद्रियकम देत्या देहयोगेन देहिनां सर्वत्र लभ्यते देवात् तत् यथा दुःखम अयत्नतः. This happiness and distress is already attained in the animal species also, but we should strive for the eternal happiness, because they are thinking that we are happy, everyone is happy, but we do not know that t- uh, when this happiness will be ended. So we are eternal beings, so we should strive for that eternal happiness, and that eternal happiness will be obtained only by rendering service to the Supreme Lord, to perform the devotion. Otherwise, there is no possibility uh, to, you can say that, to completely satisfied with that uh, things. This is the things we should understand, that we have got this human form of life. We should not waste this life by engaging ourselves into the sense gratification. Here, many verses that Kaumaram Acharit Pragya, we should invest our time into following the regulative principles. And this is all about that 23rd chapter. Now, in 24th chapter, altruism, or in Gujarati, it is called as Paropkarta. Altruism is temporary or eternal. Everybody is saying that we should do, we should contribute something to our society. If the person who is very poor, then we should give some cloth or some food to them. If the person who is very needy, then we should give help. We should help him. This is all type of altruism, and this altruism happens when the situation becomes much worse. Just like a drought, there is a in Hyderabad also. There was a drought when Prabhupada came there. Many millions and many persons, peoples were suffering from that drought. It is said to his in charge that even the person has had to walk for many miles in order to get the drinking water. In the villages, there was no available of drinking water even for the man. Then what to speak of animal? The animal were dying like anything, and the animal were sold just for by the that nominal price. That type of drought was happened at the time of around 1975 in the Hyderabad. But when that uh, drought saving committees, that leading person came, he wrote one letter to Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada told that until the person follows, see, everything is the property of the God. And by satisfying the Supreme Lord, we will become satisfied. There is no alternative that we will become jubilant, we will become happy independently with enjoying in this material world. So it is very necessary to perform the religious principle. And I already told in the first chapter that to follow the religious principle means to chant the holy name of the Lord, Nama Sankirtan. This is the best process that we should perform. And the secretary convinced to this proposal, and Prabhupada and all the devotees started the Sankirtan there. And within a few days, the rainfall was occurred, and the all the person becomes happy. This is the power of holy name. This is all about the 21, 22, sorry, 23, 24, and 23 and 24 chapters, three chapters. In the next discourse, I will discuss about uh, next topics. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.